Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's start off with thanking Dick Pritchett Real Estate for these wonderful cams we get to watch. Let's start off with some news from 6/10/23. That was a Saturday. There was a video that came out on Sunday of E22 and an Osprey and an aerial, well, I would call it kind of an aerial battle, an aerial acrobat kind of show. 22 was certainly putting on a show up there, flying upside down and doing 360s and 180s and just flying magnificently. It's been kind of a depressing week for me this week. At least the first 5 days were kind of a bummer for me. Then I kind of got over it. So let's just kind of briefly talk about the week. M's been there all week. Sunday, 6/11, he showed up in the evening time. Was at the pond. Then on Monday, at around 6:20 a.m., he was in the attic perch. He was also up in the attic perch on Sunday evening, showing off for us. The same for Monday morning. It appeared he might have been waiting for 22. There was some prey item in the nest, a squirrel that he had brought up there. And he eventually took that squirrel off, went down to the office oak and ate it. Then Tuesday we saw him again. He was down at the pond bathing and drinking.
Yes, that's downtown Fort Worth, folks.
Brought in a female at the pond with him.
Big from here because it doesn't have real tall buildings.
Both of them were just there briefly, and he flew off one way and she flew off the other. Now that doesn't mean he didn't fly up into the air and circle back over that other direction. But I will tell you, he's been alone most of the week, other than that one day where the female flew in with him. Wednesday he was also back at the pond, drinking and bathing. Then he flew up to the tree with the broken branch that hangs off of it and kind of sunned and dried off for a while. And then he flew off towards the office oak. So he's been around most of the week. Thursday, 6:15. We also see him at about 1 o'clock with Laughter. He's down at the pond. And they had some good close-ups of him that day. For the first time in a while, we got to see, somebody operating the cameras for us. And you could definitely tell it was them. And then on 6/16 Friday, we see him again at about 5:46 p.m. and he's down at the pond again, drinking, taking a quick bath. Saturday 6/17, there's nobody. Nobody comes to the nest site all day. I do want to say that it does appear 22 has flown off for good, and that his adventure bug has kicked in and he's taken off on his adventure. Let me say this, that I'm very happy for him. I was kind of down the first 5 days not seeing him, but I'm happy for him. I mean, our loss is his gain. He's taken that step that he needed to take, left the nest site area more than likely, and who knows, he could, we did see him the Friday before the Saturday, the last time we saw him, and looked like to me he was with another juvenile bird. I've done a little research on this, and sometimes juvenile birds pair up for the first couple years, and not only from the same nest site. Sometimes birds from separate nest sites will join up young birds. So I do want to say we're getting close to their 6 months old, both of them. 21 will be 6 months old on July 4th, and 22 will be 6 months old on July 7th. So we're close, real close to their first milestones. You know, we haven't seen 22 since Saturday, 6/9 at 9:59 a.m. when he flew off. So hopefully he's, well, not hopefully, I know he's doing great. He's fine. He's fine. So we don't need to worry about him. He's okay. So this is going to be our last weekly review video. I just, you know, without 22 being there. If he comes back, we'll talk about it on my weekly ride that I put out. We are going to have a recap video coming out. I'll have it out next week. I've been working on that. Like I told y'all last week, I've been keeping all my notes. And I've already got most of the recap video made up. So let's talk about Angel and Tom and Diani, or Diani. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I like Diani. It doesn't sound as feminine, just in case it's a boy. Wow, what a week Angel and Tom had. I don't know if some of y'all who are watching that saw Thursday. It looked like somebody put a beach ball in Diani's chest and pumped it up. That's how big the crop was on that baby. And then the pine cone play that we got to see with Diani playing with the pine cone. What a magnificent bird Diani's becoming. You know, I'm one of those guys who actually think red-tailed hawks are actually prettier in their immature state. I just think that banded tail is just beautiful on them, and the darker kind of almost blackish feathering that they have when they're immature. But they're doing fantastic. I want to give a quick update on Lucille. Lucille's had a pretty good turnaround. You know, let me just say what happened is Lucille came in one day limping. This is 3 or 4 weeks ago. We took her to the vet. They ran a bunch of tests, x-rays, blood work, you know, felt all over. They couldn't find nothing wrong. Sent us home with some pain medication. Said she had just severe arthritis. So a couple days, she's actually starting to walk on her leg again. And then a couple days after that, she's limping real bad again. And then maybe a day and a half after that, that leg swells up. And it's huge. I mean, to me, it looked like a baby calf's leg. That's how big it was. It was huge. And the hip was swollen. And she had gotten this, well, the best way to say it is almost like a rash on her belly. It wasn't a rash, almost like when you severely pull your hamstring. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen a severely pulled hamstring. I mean, it can actually get bubbly and bloody, and it looks nasty. Okay, all that has cleared up, and when we brought her back to the vet with all these symptoms, the swollen, the rash, my wife took her and said they really didn't do anything the second time, other than take a bunch of video of the rash, and they had a video conference, and 3 veterinarians determined it was cancer. But this is just 4 days later, after x-rays and blood work, all that were all negative. Now 4 days later, after just a video of this, they're determining it's cancer. You know, she could have been bit by a brown recluse spider. She could have been bit by a black widow. She could have gotten bit by a venomous snake, a mildly venomous snake, possibly. I mean, who knows what could have happened? I know this, she's doing a lot better. We're not sure what to do, whether to take her back, have a second opinion, or just ride this out. But for right now, we're just gonna probably, we've just been talking about for right now, possibly riding it out and see where it goes. She is on some pain medication. Maybe that's what's helping. I don't think that's caused the swelling to go down or any of that. I just know she seems to be doing a lot better. So, just a little update on Lucille. So, at the end of this video, there's going to be a couple pictures I put in of 22, and then the other pictures of 22 and 21. I hope you enjoy those. I also want to thank everybody who's been watching the videos. Those of you who have subscribed. I appreciate everybody who's watched the videos. It's been an honor and a privilege to do a weekly review on this nest site. We've had, well, I consider what has happened at this nest site to be a triumph. It started off with a bad tragedy. We lost Harriet. Unfortunately, you know, whoever M ends up with, whichever female picks him down the road, she's got some big talents to fill. And remember, the female will be picking M. M will not be picking the female. And unfortunately, M won't be picking the nest site or the nest tree. We can only hope that M can coax a gal to that area and keep her there. I sure hope he does. I'd love to see M in the next nesting season. But he's not going to make that choice if the female's going to pick him. Right now, I just think M's relaxing, having a good time. He's got no babies to take care of. He's really not thinking about a girl right now, believe it or not, y'all. Sure, if a gal flies in, he's going to keep the company, but he's not thinking about that. That's not on his mind right now, girls. Right now, what's on his mind is relaxing, and that's why I think we've seen him kind of in and out of the nest site each day, except for Saturday. I would love to see him claim that territory and try to bring a female back there for us for the next nesting season. It'd be great. But there's no guarantee that's going to happen. This could be the end of an 11-year run at this nest site. So, well, I appreciate everybody watching the videos. I appreciate everybody, the comments. I want to thank the comment I got last week explaining Diani's name and the origin and the meaning. So, hey, if you like the video, leave me a like, hit the subscribe button, and leave me a comment. We'll see you on the recap video, and we'll see you on future ride videos. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate everything. And y'all have a good one. We'll see you on the next ride. Y'all take care.